Hey guys, this is Bob Hollis with a quick tutorial on a couple of things on the back end of Joomla, mostly related to the jukebox and how to use it and add tunes to it. But as I came into the cPanel here, I see that there are some, our control panel, that there are some updates that are needed, so I thought I would talk about that momentarily as well. If you try to do an update of Akiba programs that are the paid version, from here you're going to get an error message. And the reason is it's kind of a locked file. It's the professional version that's actually paid. So I've installed a code in here that will allow that to be done, but you need to do it from components and admin tools, which is what needs to be updated, instead of doing it from the Joomla standard. And when you do that, you'll see it wants to update us here, and we just click update to the latest version, and it will do everything that needs to be done. So we're updated. Alright, so now though, if you go back into admin tools, you'll see that there's also, and you don't need to do these automatic updates. That becomes a bit of a hassle if you get them every time, because they've got a lot of iterations that come out. So then there's a Joomla core update as well, and I see here that actually we're at 2.52, they're up to 2.53 now. So once this all refreshes, it's going to ask us to update again. But we can click here to update Joomla, and just upgrade to 2.53, which is the newest version. And you can do a backup then update. That's not a bad idea, but I've already backed up recently, so I'm just going to click update Joomla. And that's all you need to do, then just wait for it to process. And this was actually a very cumbersome task prior to this newest iteration of Joomla 1.6 and beyond. So now we're up to 2.53. So the main reason we wanted to look at things in here was for the Jukebox module. So I'm going to go to Module Manager first, and remember, module is any block of information that you're seeing out there on the website. Here's our Grange Jukebox. And there are a few settings here to pay attention to as you want to change things around. And that is the controllers. So what you want to show, here's where you can set up just a lot of different features here. So you can look through and see what that's all about. Here's something for size. So for example, if you're going to add new songs, you need to increase the player height, or those songs will go off the bottom of the page. And this is where you would do that. Colors and backgrounds. And then this is the tricky part, and this is why I wanted to show you how this all works instead of leaving you to your own devices to sort it out. You can see here if we click playlist, which is what's recommended for any more than 2 MP3 files, we've got a list set up in this folder. So in our images, MP3s, play text. Now there are a few ways you can get to that folder. You can, I'm going to close this out, you can go in through Media Manager and see it, because it's a folder. Media Manager's default folder is images. So you can see here we've got a folder called MP3s. And if you like, you can just, as long as they're under 10 megabyte, you can upload a new MP3 file directly into here. Now, pay close attention to the numbering, because this determines the order in which they play. And remember, the way a computer reads a number isn't the way you and I read a number. For example, song 2 comes after song 1.9. So keep that in mind as you're wondering why they're showing in a certain order. You can name them any way you want, but it also gets tricky because of the playlist, which is a separate file. Now, the playlist we have in here in this file gym page, or actually I guess we don't, we have them all out here. So the playlist is a text list, so you can't really edit that in the Joomla Media Manager. And even dealing with a lot of files is a bit cumbersome here. Joomla is a great content management system, but not the best for file management of this nature. So what we did here is, under Components, we've got a file manager called Explorer. And I'm going to open that up, and you'll see that that takes us into a file management system. Now be careful back here. If you don't know what you're doing and you delete the wrong thing, you can bring the whole site down. But if you stick to what you know and what you need, everything will be fine. Now, when you're done here, the way you get back to Joomla is click this Back to Joomla button. But what we're going to do for now is we're going to go into Images, and this is the exact same folder that we saw for Media Manager. So you'll notice all those little files that were in there will now show in the images folder. So these are those standard images, and then, for example, we had well, you'll see in a second here. And we've also got our MP3 files. So in the images folder, and you'll recognize these same folders from Media Manager. Then we go to MP3s, and you'll see that we've got all of our songs laid out here. Now you can select any of these, and you can copy it. You can move them around. You can delete. You can upload new. And you may recall that we had a 10 megabyte limit and one file size limit if you do it through Media Manager. Out here, you can upload up to 7 at a time and 64 megabyte. So it's a lot more efficient if you're going to upload several files, and then you can see where they go. And I should have just hit cancel there, but we didn't have anything loaded, so we're fine. So here are our song files. Now, we also need to create a playlist, and that's where it gets tricky again, so I wanted to show you the back end of this. Just highlight playlist and click edit. And you'll see how these are all laid out. So it's basically a file path. So we're talking about marshallgrange.org/images/mp3s, and the file itself is song9.mp3. And to create this playlist so it knows what to display for that song, you just put a vertical line in here, which is usually right above the backslash key, or on the top of the backslash key, as the optional secondary character. And so you just put the vertical line, the name of the author or singer, dash, and the title of the song. So if you wanted to add another song that was going to come on the end of this, you would upload the MP3 file and then come in here and edit this so that it shows the new song in the order that it's supposed to be in. And then also back out on the module, make it just a little bit larger, longer, so that when you go to the front page of the site, it's not going to fall off the page and not be visible. So that's it. That's just a quick summary on how to use the Jukebox feature. I hope you're enjoying it. The site is looking good. Good job. Thanks. And let me know if I can help with anything. BobHollis@gmail.com.